Alright, Kristina here with Broken Skulls Productions and Mayhem Rockstar Magazine. This is actually my first video interview for you guys, and my third with Aaron. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Oh, come on, I know your voice does way more than that.
But I saved that for later.
Very true. Okay, so, today is actually 3 years to the day that you have brought the craziest weather to Florida, and hopefully, cross your fingers, this does not happen again because I did not bring a change of clothes.
Let me state for the record real quick. That last time was not our fault. You can't blame me for Mother Nature. You know what I'm saying? And we also did not come correct and prepared with changes of clothes or whatever. We slept in the venue that night. We slept in the venue, all the bands, because there was no way to move gear. There was cars literally floating down the street that night. So
we were outside, actually, like 2 doors down, and we were watching this guy ride his bike down the street completely naked, just trying to get through the water. And
that's pretty awesome, actually.
It became we didn't have any money because we didn't plan for that event. So we were betting like bottle caps that were already in the restaurant, like just pegging him. Hey, he's gonna fall! Maybe.
Did he fall?
Yes.
He did.
He did.
He did.
I wish I remember his name.
Amazing.
It was priceless. And, Halifax is one of those streets that is constantly busy. So to see it packed out, flooded, we just kind of blamed it on you.
Sorry.
No, don't be. It was the most memorable experience I think I've ever had in my life. So, now that we've had the memory, down memory lane.
Now to present day.
Yes. Alright. What was the biggest difference between writing Lux and Memento Mori?
Quite honestly, the fact that we had lost 2 members, 2 people left. So it was really written by, for the most part, by myself, Brian, and AP. We didn't have Chuck and Dan involved at the time, like towards the very tail end. And they came and they did stuff on the record for sure, but as far as the writing process, it was really the 3 of us. And I'm a guitar player, right, for a long time, so I kind of took that responsibility. So for me, I was much more involved in the just the overall production, I guess, of the whole thing, which was cool. Quite honestly, like I loved having my hand in all that stuff. I loved playing guitar on it. I loved doing all the keyboards and doing all the vocals. It was awesome. But I think like taking cooks out of the kitchen, so to say, you know what I mean, and having it more of a focused kind of group really changed the whole vibe of what this band is or whatever. I don't know.
It sounds different. It sounds a lot more focused, a lot more driven, a lot more detail oriented. So it definitely shows.
See? I know this was off camera, but I was trying to figure out the air conditioning back here, and it's on.
So now it works.
Anyway.
So
thank you, I appreciate that. It felt like it was still organic in the same sense that Lux was, where it just kind of happened naturally, but with having less people involved, I guess, or maybe me having a different role than I did for Lux. When I did Lux, I was the singer, and I was only the singer. I really didn't have too much to do with the rest of the production. And for this album, it was much more hands-on, and I don't know, I feel like, I guess, my opinion mattered more or something.
that's important.
Yeah.
That's extremely important in anything you do.
Yeah. I don't want to sit on the sidelines, you know what I mean? And obviously, like, this record's called Memento Mori. Remember that you have to die. Like taking this idea that your time is limited, so use it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like utilize it. and I feel like maybe I didn't so much in the past. And this gave me an opportunity to really dive in head first and be more involved. Yeah, and it's a constant thing. It's still a mentality or a philosophy that I'm still trying to incorporate all the time.
Speaking of member adjustment, how have you adjusted to the lineup since Lux?
It's been great, man. Chuck and Dan are great players, great performers, great singers. Um, their personalities are different enough from each other that they complement themselves. You know what I mean? And they fit into the mix of this band. Yeah, yeah. Scattered over the floor. No, I mean I love both those dudes, man, and I think they're doing a great job.
What is your favorite part about being in Gemini Syndrome? I know you've been in other bands previously.
My favorite part about being in this band? That's a hard question. I mean, fundamentally, I was here at the foundation of it. You know what I mean? I can call this my band, at least partially. You know what I mean? Like, I absolutely put myself into this. So it's going to have my stamp. Of course, with Brian, with AP, and now with Chuck and Dan, and with Rich and Mike in the past, but it still has my stank all over it. You know what I mean? It's still my thing. And so to use that in comparison to bands that I was in before, they weren't my band, you know. But those bands gave me experience to get here, to learn what touring was about, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But this is my baby, you know, and that makes me very proud.
Are there other bands that you'd like to share the stage or tour with?
Yeah, about 1,000.
Okay, give me like top 5. And reasons why.
Tool and Deftones, because they're my heroes, because I absolutely respect them and look up to them, and to watch them over the last 20 years or whatever, like they're the icons of my generation, right? As of late, I would love to tour with 10 years. They've been very cool to us. The drummer Kyle is a very good friend of mine for many, many years. We grew up together in Chicago. I would love to share the stage with them. I'd love to tour with them. The Contortionist, I love, is probably my favorite band right now. I absolutely love The Contortionist. Sky Harbor is another kind of, they call it, it's like Degent or whatever. But I call them prog music, prog rock or whatever. There's a band called Tesseract. The singer was Daniel Tompkins, went to Sky Harbor for a little bit, then he left. This guy, Eric Emery, sings for them now. He's become my friend, and that guy's a wealth of talent. And he actually came up and sang with us last year in Ohio. Guy's just super cool. They're out with Deftones right now in Europe.
Wow.
Yeah, killing it over there. And he was like super excited to go on that tour, obviously, right? So yeah, Contortionist, Sky Harbor, 10 years. I would love to tour with 12 Foot Ninja. I'm a huge fan of them. I love Carnival. Pretty much everything that comes from Australia is really good. You know, Dead Letter Circus, Coheed and Cambria, like all those guys are just wealths of madness, you know. Yes. And then and Catatonia is another one of my favorite bands. I've been talking about them.
A lot about that one lately.
Yeah, I just saw them before we left for this tour with a band called Caspian, who's kind of like, they're instrumental, but they're kind of like This Will Destroy You, but heavier. And it was epic. It was amazing. I actually went to that show with Kyle from 10 years, and we watched Caspian. We didn't say a word to each other, and as soon as it was done, we looked at each other. Mind's blown, you know.
For you to be speechless.
It was crazy. It was crazy. It's indescribable how cool that band was. And then Catatonia came on, and they just slayed. They're just always excellent. I've seen them with like Opeth before, back in the day. Yeah.
What is the next musical direction step you guys are planning as a band?
We'll find out when we get there. We'll do a third record. It'll be part of like a trilogy, I guess. Like Lux was light and birth. Memento Mori is coping with mortality. And then the last record, well, not the last record, but the third record will be dealing with death and transformation. So I have a feeling that it'll kind of be a little darker. But I don't know. We'll find out when we get there.
I do really like that answer stayed the same since the first interview. Some people will change their viewpoint. I also like that while you have grown as an artist, a band in general, all of your directional bases are still the same. The themes are there.
Thank you.
I'm at a loss for words now, which is unfortunate. Beauty's a good word.
Just trying to stay the course, you know what I mean? Like, we set out to do something. We set out to be in a band and make music that affected people in a positive way, and also still express ourselves and get rid of whatever negativity we carry with us, you know what I mean? And I don't think any of that's changed. And I hope it doesn't. God bless it in the future. I hope we still stay that course. And I think we will. But I don't know, man. I'm still the fish in the fishbowl. You know what I mean? Like, I still have a hard time seeing it from an outside perspective because I'm doing it every day.
Right.
And I'm here living it. So
you don't see that outside experience.
No, I don't. I don't at all. And to try to grasp like whatever growth we've had, which we certainly have, I can see it if I take a step back. But to be in the fishbowl, man, is just a dunk, dunk, just like a goldfish, just like bouncing into that glass. Like, where do we go next?
Okay, so I feel like
I digress.
That's a great segue for this. Speaking of fishbowl and aquatic animals,
Okay.
So the rubber duck thing. The last time you were here at this particular venue, everyone was bringing you ducks, and I decided that I was going to do something different. So I had a friend of mine do this. So Becca Whitaker, he finally got it.
Get the duck out. That's amazing.
I have been holding on to this for 2 years.
We're hanging that up somewhere.
Fantastic.
Right here. The duck thing is crazy, man, because it just kind of evolved and it became its own thing. But I had to get to a point like last year. I was like, please stop bringing me ducks.
This is why it's
Because this is really cool. It's amazing actually, but like I have so many, and I don't know what to do anymore. So I'm formulating some kind of plan, some kind of scheme or whatever. Instead of bringing ducks, I want to find like either a charity or something like that. So instead of like spending the $2 on a rubber ducky, like donate it to NOAA, the National Organization of Albinism and Hyperpigmentation, or donate it to some kind of cancer research or something like that. You know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, I appreciate it, but I'm a grown man. Right? At least I like to think so. I don't need 700 rubber ducks. And some of them, like, not to make any mistake, some of them have been personalized and are really cool, and they have stories behind them, and I keep those for a specific reason, because it was given to me out of, like the one that I always bring up is this couple I met on Shiprocked when we did that. Their son had passed away in the war over in Iraq, and he had painted a duck with the Michigan State football jersey. That was his favorite team, and we were his favorite band. So they brought me that duck. That I'll never give away. that sits on my bookshelf next to all my favorite books. You know what I mean? Like I see it every day when I'm home. Those kind of things have a specific meaning to me. And no offense to anybody else who just went and bought 15 ducks. No offense to you for that, but it doesn't have the same kind of meaning. But I'd like to turn that into something like that can give back to somebody else. You know what I mean? And straight up, I just don't need any more rubber ducks. I just don't.
He's actually built me shelves for ducks because I collect them.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just send mine to you.
Ducks from
You can have the ducks for Aaron.com.
There we go. Now we have the official scene on interview.
Love it. Love it.
All right. Is there anything else you want to tell folks? Because apparently we have 3 minutes.
There's a new video for Sorry Not Sorry that's out. You can go look up on the interweb, the internets. This tour with Avatar Motionless and In This Moment has been incredible. I'm not sure what the rest of the year holds. We have some festivals in July and stuff, but I'm sure we'll be touring. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Come see us.
Kristina here, Broken Skulls Productions and Mayhem Rockstar Magazine. We're signing off with Aaron Nordstrom of Gemini Syndrome.
Duck it.